Everybody, this is Will Bowen. I am so glad to have you here with me on this live Jumpstart. And I have got Teddy with me, as those of you who are watching on video can see. Now, I say those of you who are watching on video because I've got this new microphone and you can't really see Teddy too much. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can move the mic. There's Teddy. Say hi. He just ate breakfast and he wants to go back to sleep. So I'm going to let him do that. I say those of you who are watching on video because we have a lot of people who listen to this as a podcast. And so if you're ever interested in listening to the audio, if you're not able to make it with us live, let me put in, it's Will Bowen Podcast.com. Be sure and save that. Be sure and share that. And you can listen to me anytime you'd like. Having my coffee this morning with Teddy. And I feel so grateful. I really do. I don't know about you, but as I've been talking to people and you say, how are you? Or how are you holding up? That seems to be the question everybody's asking. How are you holding up? And the answers tend to be something along the lines of, well, now I'm not saying that this is not an inconvenience on us all. I do want us to remember, though, that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Good morning, Jerome. Glad you are here. Jerome and I have spent many Sunday mornings together doing services. What I want to talk about is this idea that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Now, our spirit is always captivated. It's always inside of us. It is always quarantined within inside of our bodies. Good morning, Bill Hammond. Glad to see you're here with us as well. Our spirit is always within our bodies. It's our bodies that are able to get up and to move around, to perambulate. So this is an experience. Good morning, Tammy. Glad you are here. And good morning. Glad you are here from Ireland. Since I've been doing these in the morning, we've been having so many people from so many people. Jody, I see you're here as well. Glad you are here. We have so many people from around the world. Yesterday, of course, French Polynesia and Holland, I think. So the soul is inside of the body. The body moves around. The body right now is not able to move around. And so the body is feeling unhappy, and that is actually affecting our spirits. We are unhappy because we are limited. It brings forth how much we really appreciate our time, how much we appreciate our freedom, how much we really appreciate the little things that we are able to do, because right now we can't do them. Behavioral economics talks a lot about the idea that we really don't appreciate something until we lose it. Let me give you an example. If you're walking down the street and you find $20, your happiness meter may go this much, okay? If this is a meter, your might go up 30 to 40%. However, if you're walking down the street and you pat your pockets and you realize you have lost $20, if your happiness meter is here, it will go all the way down. In other words, your gain when you find the money might be 30 to 40% on your happiness meter, but when you realize you've lost the same money, it will go down 70%. We experience loss greater than we do gain. Okay, that's why it seems like such a big deal right now to be able, if we were able to go out to restaurants or hang out with friends, it's because we don't have it right now. We are experiencing loss. This is why people complain. When I talk about complaining always has to do with what is missing in our lives. So, what is the opposite of complaining? I forget who first said it to me, but many people have said it to me, and it is so true. The opposite of complaining is what we're going to talk about, and that is gratitude. Now, gratitude is kind of downplayed. Teddy all of a sudden hears a dog outside. Gratitude is often downplayed as being a bit naive. We often see the person who is really grateful for things as being something like, what is wrong with you? Why are you so over the top? Well, inside of our heads, we have these voices. We have the ego and we have our higher self. The higher self knows no time. It knows no lack. It only knows now, and it only knows fullness, and it only knows abundance. Most of us, though, walk around asleep and are driven by our ego minds, which is a mind of lack and a mind that focuses on what is wrong. The path to get to that higher mind is gratitude. Gratitude is the escalator that takes us up the many stairs from the bottom when we're feeling at our lowest points. Gratitude is the thing that helps us discover the love that we felt for someone when we're starting to feel only anger and irritation. And gratitude is a practice. It is something we do. I've noticed lately that if I'm starting to feel a little unhappy or disappointed about the coronavirus situation or about limitations or about not being able to see people I want to see, trips being canceled, etc., that the way out of it is to begin to be grateful. Now, when I say practice the art of gratitude or enhance the skill of gratitude, so often people think, well, I'm looking for something really big to be grateful for. I'm looking for something and I'm just not seeing it. And these things that I'm unhappy about now, these things that I'm missing, now those things I can see. I can see those things very, very clearly. And I see those, but I just don't see any really big thing because I got a lot of big things to be unhappy about. So I'm going to need a big thing to be grateful for. No, it doesn't work that way, and it's not necessary at all. Those big things that you're unhappy about, in most cases, started out as little things that you ruminated about in your head. I was talking to somebody the other day, and she's struggling with the coronavirus and being stuck at home because she's a very, very active person. And she must have used the word ruminate 10 times. I didn't tell her, but I'll tell you. The word ruminate actually comes from the idea of cows chewing their cud, swallowing it, and chewing it again. Cows, of course, have 4 stomachs, and cows actually vomit their food into their mouth. Disgusting, I know. And then they chew it up and they re-swallow it. Now, when we ruminate, when we sit around and focus on the negative and what is wrong, we are literally puking up the same stuff, chewing it up in our heads and swallowing it again to come back. The way out of that is through gratitude, and through gratitude not of big things, but of little things. It's like taking a stair every way, and then all of a sudden the stairs turn into an escalator. When you're starting to feel unhappy, when you're starting to focus on what is wrong, you need to begin to literally say these words: I am grateful for, I am grateful for, and then you are grateful for everything. I am grateful for these glasses. I have had these same glasses, which I'm not wearing right now. These are more my outside glasses, for probably 10 years, and they have sunglasses that click onto them with a magnet, and I love these things. I love the fact that I got to go see Hamilton, and before it was canceled on its national tour, and only a few weeks. Ooh. I am grateful that I have that delicious coffee that was delivered from Amazon that my daughter turned me on to. I'm grateful there are 41 of you watching right now, and I'm grateful that yesterday's video got over 500 views just organically, just from those of you sharing it. I am grateful that I have this opportunity to get up every morning and share some ideas and wisdom and inspiration and hope with you. I am grateful that my view is palm trees and the bay. I am grateful that I live in a country where we handle this through negotiation and through leadership rather than simply shutting everybody down. I am grateful for so many, many, many things, but the problem is I forget my gratitude. The reason we forget to be grateful for things, the reason we start to take our children for granted and our wives and our jobs, it's so funny when you get with people and you ask them about their work, one of the ways people connect is complaining about their work. My job sucks, blah, 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 blah. Now, this is the very same job that these people so desperately wanted before they had it. Okay? They really wanted this job. They got all dressed up. They went there. Good morning, Vicki. Oh, I see I'm behind on a lot of people. Cindy is here. Vicki is with us. Mary is here. And Patty Gay Young is here. Grateful for our fur babies. Yes, I heard that. The very same job that these people wanted to get and dressed up and filled out a resume and possibly even competed against other people to get is the job in 6 months they're going to be going, oh, my job sucks. Now, did the job change? Probably not. It's called hedonic adaptation. And I talk about this a lot. It's the same. The easiest way to understand hedonic adaptation is that Virginia's here. Good morning. Glad you are here. The way to explain hedonic adaptation is that your first bite of pizza always tastes better than your last bite of pizza. Something that is new and different always seems to be of a greater appeal and a greater appreciation for us. But once it's been around for a while, it becomes like the furniture. We barely notice it. And what we need to do is to actively notice it. That was funny. For those of you who are watching my windscreen, I just tapped it and it fell down. So I'm grateful that I was able to reassemble my windscreen. Here, let me put it that way so you can see my face a little bit better. I'm still constantly tweaking my little setup here. We need to actively remind ourselves what we are grateful for, because our ego will constantly remind us of what we're irritated about. The mind needs to have a focus, and if we don't actively put it on a positive focus, then the ego is going to focus on what is negative. By the way, one night I was getting ready to speak. I make my living as a professional speaker. So if your companies, once you get back, are looking to hire somebody or somebody, please be sure and mention me, okay? But one day before I was getting ready to have a speech, it was a dinner speech, an after dinner speech, more like a party. And everybody was on their own for dinner. So I was sitting in this restaurant having dinner. Now, the table next to me was full of about 8 women. And they were looking at their conference handout that showed them, who was coming up and who was speaking. And there was my picture and my synopsis and everything. And someone was thumbing through it as they were waiting on their food. Now, I'm at the next table, and one of them says, so who is this Will Bowen guy? And one of them says, oh, he's one of those positive thinking guys. And I thought to myself, as compared to what? A negative thinking guy? Somebody they're going to bring in that's negative? So I was sitting there waiting for my dinner. So I picked up my phone. There's my phone, showing a sunset here in Key Largo. And I put in the word positive, and I looked for the word definition, the word positive, and I looked for the definition of the word. This is a little distracting because I see so many people I want to say good morning, like Ramana said, I've started doing it at the beginning of my 21 days challenge, and I keep doing it. Bless you. Thank you. Ramana, just remember, don't give up, and there's no shame in day one. The only people who fail at the 21-day challenge are the people who give up. Lynn, I see you're here. Trish, you always brighten our morning. Glad you are here. And I am so grateful that you ran across my book, Lorianne, as well. So, if I can, let me see if I can go back to my story. They were saying that I was one of these positive thinking guys, like that's a bad thing. The word positive means present. Let me say that again. The word positive means present. The word negative means absent. We are present. He's going to hate me for doing this because he's so sound asleep. We are present, one mini golden doodle this morning. We are absent any cats this morning. Have no cats with me this morning. So we are positive one mini golden doodle. We are negative in the cat department. Now, most people walk around and go, I wish I had a cat. I'm missing a cat. Instead of being super grateful for their pet. I notice that people complain about their dogs after they so wanted the dog and, oh, I want a little puppy and everything, and then they complain about it. That's that behavioral economics and hedonic adaptation working together, which is human nature, to make you not appreciate what you have. And the way to get out of that, the only way to get out of that, is to begin to express something you're grateful for. So what I'd like to do is, if you're watching live, take a look at your comments section, and I am going to type in something I am grateful for, and I want you to do it right now as well. Share something with us that you are grateful for. Put a statement in it, put a pin in it by expressing something that you're grateful for. Put it in the comment section right now. I see you know what I'm grateful for? I am grateful that some of my best friends from high school are still some of my best friends. And two of them are on this live today. Janet Robinson right now and Bill Hammond. Two of my very best friends from high school. And here they are 42 years later, and we still stay connected. So what are you grateful for? Share something in the comment field. Even if you're not watching this live and you're watching it a month from now, be sure and share something. I still check all of the comments every single day. So when you start to feel negative, when you start to feel blue, you literally try and do what's called a rampage of appreciation. Esther Hicks calls that the rampage of appreciation. I am grateful for you and Bill, says Janet. Vicky says, I am grateful for this day and all the possibilities. Awesome. Able to be out, open all my windows today. Beautiful weather. That is so great, Tammy. I am so excited to hear it. Who else? Patty says, my awareness of the power of my words and thoughts. Jody, I didn't want to skip you. She is grateful for my health, grateful for my awareness of the power of my words and thoughts. I think I said that from Patty. Allie says, I am so grateful for extra time with my two young boys. Something wonderful during this difficult time. Anne says, I am so grateful for where I live every day. Janet says she's grateful her family is healthy. Mary says, I am grateful right now for being inspired by your talk. Awesome. Thank you. Don't send money, send praise. I am grateful for time flipping over an old joke. I am grateful for time spending with my family, says May. Sarah says, I am grateful for my neighborhood. Oh, Jerome says, I am grateful singing this morning. Awesome, Jerome. Lori Ann Carson says, I am grateful for my family. I am grateful for the spring and butterfly season, says Victoria. Ramona says, for this beautiful sunny day. Now, let me ask you a question. I'm going to pause here. I'm going to put a pin in this for a second, okay? From hearing other people say they are grateful, my guess is you feel happier. Take a sec and check in with yourself. If you do, then send me a little heart, a little smiley, something like that. Somebody said a little angry face. That's all right. When other people express their gratitude, we feel happier. When other people express the polar opposite of gratitude is complaining. Complaining is talking about what is missing. We feel less happy. Remember this little experiment going forward as you're with your family. If you want your family to be in a better mood while you are quarantined away with them, talk about what you're grateful for. Talk about what you can do rather than what you cannot do. Romana says she is grateful for this beautiful sunny day, for my great friend who's going to voicemail me in a while, for having an amazing boyfriend who's thinking of me in every moment, although he's 1,000 rather kilometers away from me. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? Sometimes just be grateful for the people who think about you during the day. The people who come to mind and who think about you and are grateful, who care whether or not you're doing well during this pandemic. And finally, Diane says, I am grateful for getting to spend time with my granddaughter. So everybody, our time is up this morning. Join me every morning. 8 a.m. Our community is growing, our numbers of people, and share this message. Share this message. Soon as we're done, I will hit save, and within 60 seconds, you will be able to share this in your timeline. Share this with people in Facebook Messenger to let them know that you are thinking about them. Get everyone to focus on being grateful rather than what is missing. We want to focus on what is good rather than what is bad. And in the midst of bad, there's always good. Oh, I see a few more posts. Let me just real quick, I want to acknowledge them. Debbie says, I am grateful for the wind and the changing weather. Mary says, focus on what you have, not what you don't have. Yes. Vicky says, so good. Bill Hammond says, I am grateful for Debbie Hammond and our children, Haley and Will Jr. Janet is wishing us to have a super day, and I'm grateful for all my friends. Thank you all. Join me every day, and you'll begin to notice these people and look forward to seeing them. We are building a live online community, and if you're watching this on my YouTube channel or if you're listening to this on my podcast, and I'll put the links to both of them there. Thank you for being here. Be sure and post your comments. I answer them all. Enjoy today. And I'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time or wherever it is in Dublin, Ireland. And thank you for joining me from all over the world. Teddy says, hey, bless you all. Love you. Bye-bye.
No more complaining people. Their lives are changing